In sports-mad Cairns, the Port Douglas Crocs are up against the local Lions. But it's not the only competition in town. For the first time in nearly 2 decades, Labor has more than a sniff of opportunity. Both the LNP and Labor candidates have been competing in a sporty promise-a-thon.
An investment in the Anthony Albanese government, a brand new scoreboard.
Where Peter Dutton and myself are elected, we're going to upgrade all the lights here at these 2 fields.
With a new viewing deck, new club rooms.
It's really important that our local cricket teams have their own home ground.
But it's not just about bats and balls. There are serious problems in Paradise.
It is definitely crime, and we've been talking to lots of our neighbours, and that is one thing that is top priority for us. Yeah, thank you.
Last month, hundreds of people turned up to a rally demanding more action and tougher penalties for criminal offenders.
The community should be allowed to live our lives without fear.
Last year, the then Queensland opposition campaigned hard on a tough-on-crime platform. In government, they've introduced adult crime, adult time legislation. This year, there has been a slight reduction in crime, but many here want more.
We need change, and we need it now.
Kay Smith's home has been targeted half a dozen times in recent years.
I was home, in bed asleep, and woke in the early hours of the morning, reached for my phone, and my phone wasn't there. All my filing cabinets were open, cupboards open, and yeah, I'd been robbed.
It's not the retirement she'd hoped for. Home no longer her castle, but more a prison.
After dark is when things come and haunt you. And yeah, sounds that I hear outside.
But while many want authorities to crack down even harder on young offenders, the former TAFE teacher isn't one of them.
What are their needs? Have they got mental health needs, educational needs? I'd like to see some kind of holistic assessment, because one solution doesn't fit all.
LNP candidate for Leichhardt, Jeremy Neal, says one solution is forcing social media companies to take down the so-called post and boast videos.
So one of the plans is to get Meta and Facebook and Insta and TikTok and stuff they've got the systems in place to take down posts and block accounts, so we need to make them do that and do their part.
It is a state-based issue, and the state LNP government's made a variety of promises and claims. The other mob.
At 6'9", Matt Smith is Labor's seriously big hope for Leichhardt. But the former Cairns Taipans basketballer says he won't be talking tough on crime to win.
If anyone's telling you from a federal perspective that they can influence the way crime and punishments work, it's disingenuous.
The seat of Leichhardt is enormous, stretching from Cairns in the south right up to the Torres Strait, next to the border with PNG. The seat is only in play because incumbent, the LNP's Warren Entsch, has decided not to pursue a 10th term. Why? Because the modern world of cyber this and AI that has got the former crocodile farmer discombobulated.
For that reason and that reason alone, I have to say it's time to hand over to the baton to somebody that actually understands, another generation that understands it. And no point in kidding myself or pretending I know stuff.
Jeremy Neal is hoping LNP lineage will continue post-Entsch. He'd pulled out of a planned interview with us after old social media posts he'd made years earlier surfaced in the media, describing Victoria as a fascist state, praising Donald Trump and calling China a grub of a country.
I think he was unfairly treated. He apologised for it, he's learned by it, and he moves on.
The people in Far North Queensland aren't worried about previous tweets that I made, they're worried about the acute issues facing them right now.
Do you still hold those views?
Thank you.
We've driven 4 hours north of Cairns to Cooktown, and it's a stunning landscape. But all the beauty in the world can't mask the fact that there are serious problems here too, and in some respects, they're even worse. This is how Dr. Des Hill imagined life would be by now, retired and free to cast a line whenever he felt like it. Do you feel a bit trapped in a way?
Yes, I do feel trapped because I'm still, reasonably healthy and still capable of working. So I feel that if I did sort of walk out and leave now, well, then I'd be letting the town down. Just have a seat here.
The 68-year-old Dr Hill is an endangered species around here. He runs the only private practice in Cooktown and far, far beyond.
The area that I service here is from here to Weipa, which is about 700k north, across towards the Gulf for about 300 or 400 kilometres, and south to Mothman and Mareeba, which is about 250 kilometres.
Wait times at his practice can reach up to 6 weeks.
Morning, Lindsay. How are you?
Dr Hill is still trying to find a buyer for the practice he began building 43 years ago. It is possible, isn't it, that you will retire, not sell the business. What happens then? No, there's no GP?
Yes, well, if that happens, there would suddenly be no GP in an area the size of Victoria.
Both the Coalition and Labor have promised billions of extra health spending. But for Dr Hill, the extension of bulk billing will make the biggest difference.
So I congratulate both the governments on finally doing this. I just can't see why they didn't do it 20 years ago.
I've been invited to meet members of the Gun Guard Aboriginal Corporation, set up to look after Cooktown's Indigenous population. The big issue, housing, or lack of it.
Very bad at the moment. Just actually can't get any housing in Cooktown.
Gun Guard manages over 40 homes, but they say they need at least another 60 to catch up with demand.
You've got overcrowding in housing, you've got the housing problem, that leads to health problem. Health problem lead to domestic violence. So you've got a string of things that lead from crowding your house.
I have 3 kids. Currently living with my parents. It's overcrowded.
Yeah. So how many people live in your house?
Over 15 people.
15? That's a lot of people. Do you want your own house?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. How many bedrooms have you got here?
4.
And this is Gemma Kulka's family home. Her father, Jeffrey, says severe overcrowding is nothing new.
Well, it's been going on for years and years, and I can't get any help anywhere else.
What would you like the government to do?
Step and help everybody, I suppose. Yeah.
More houses?
More houses.
And a few blocks away, more houses are being built by the state government, but it's not for them. It's part of a push to increase housing stock for an influx of government workers. Both Labor and the Coalition have made housing central to their campaigns, with promises of billions to help triers become first home buyers. But back in Cairns, where the rental vacancy rate is less than 1%, the Bennett family sees little in it for them. They feel lucky to have found a small 2-bedroom place just as homelessness looked frighteningly real.
We've got family. My next step from here is the street.
You've seriously had to think about that?
Definitely, absolutely. When you go to the real estate and you get turned away time and time again, the desperation kicks in. Is this what we're heading for in Australia? Is this what they really, really want? Or is this what people want? How far are you going to push the price of housing till no one can afford?
This is a federal election looming, but the big issues in Leichhardt don't respect state or even council boundaries. With a slim margin and the seat in play, the cheers for whichever team wins here will echo all the way south to Canberra.